Hi, it's Nitya with Karma Chameleon. Welcome, welcome. So today I'm talking to you about the Flying Stars Feng Shui for the month of May 2023. If you are interested in Bazi Chinese astrology, Flying Stars Feng Shui, and traditional Feng Shui, please subscribe and follow. I enjoy your comments as well. It's a way to bring you into the conversation of these videos. I want to also mention that I have been a traditional Feng Shui practitioner and consultant for the past 20 years, and I am at a master level Bazi Chinese astrologer. If you are interested in a consultation, I can do those with you virtually. And if you are interested in a Bazi Chinese astrology reading, you can go to karmachameleon.com and get yours. And with that, you can get a 30-minute Q&A with me, which is a great way to go over any questions you might have and just to get to know each other a little better. So let's dive in. Here we are, the month of May, the 4th month of 2023. I always like to start by pausing and reflecting on where we have been. So April brought us the dragon, and with the dragon forms what is called a harm. And we have to remember a lot of these terms like penalty and punishment and harm really don't have the same translation to English as it sounds. So another way of saying harm is that they're banging heads with each other. And as the dragon and the rabbit bang up against each other, my question to you is, did you notice things breaking open, breaking apart, falling apart? When two things bang up against each other, they can cause conflict, but they can also break something open to reveal something really cool. Just like when you open a geode and discover an amethyst inside. So as we look at this astrology, I have to mention that in the Western sky, we're dealing with Mercury retrograde, which has wreaked havoc on me this past week. It's just been a mess. And I mean, some of it just incredibly stressful. Like when you lose an entire day and a half of work, just vanished into the ether on a major Feng Shui project. Painful, painful. Nobody ever likes technology issues. That is for sure. And on top of that, we are, as I'm filming this, in between two eclipses. It is a very heavy energy, and we're going into a new month. And the new month begins with the full moon in Scorpio, a full moon total eclipse. So let's just say that this month of May is going to be snaking her way in with, I would say, a big release, a big shedding right from the get-go. I didn't even put this in the blog. You can go to Karma Chameleon, check out the blog of all that I'm talking about, because it's a lot of information. And sometimes it's so much information that it's easier to sit down and read it. So yeah, it's like I can tell you this. Okay, so Mercury goes retrograde. So last Saturday, huge thunderstorm out here. I live in the country, very remote area, and my house gets struck by lightning. Thank God I have a lightning rod on the roof. And the next day, I find a full, complete, brand new snakeskin. Like this dude recently slithered out. And it's very similar to the picture that I posted with the blog. So as I'm sitting with this, I'm recognizing that we are really being called to wake up, friends. I mean, if you're trying to do day-to-day as if the day-to-day is the same day-to-day as it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or even last year, forget it. I'm serious. Like, seriously, let it go. And that is what we are being asked to do in this eclipse season and going into May. Shed the skins of everything that no longer serves you. Peel away the layers. Now, Snaky Snake and the little rabbit hopping along. The thing about rabbit is it is yin wood, like flowers and grass. The snake has the branch this month of yin fire, and snake itself is yang fire. So let's just say it is a big bonfire for the month of May. And with that, it's kind of like if you show up, here comes the rabbit, boink, 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 and it shows up like, here I am to offer myself to feed this fabulous fire. The only problem is the fire is voracious. This is my intuition on this, is that there is this feeling of being asked to give, to be more than you can. I mean, if you're a handful of kindling walking towards a bonfire and that bonfire is demanding to stay alive, how do you feed it if you don't have enough to give? So my intuition going into this month is it is critical to demand balance for yourself in your life. I think this is really going to be a time to rest, find balance, healthy boundaries, speak your truth, say no, delegate. You make your schedule. I don't care what you tell me. I'm so busy. I can't deal with this. Da, 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 da. No. You make your schedule. Hold your agency, friend. You have the power to say no. You have the power to say next week. To arrange your life in a way that honors you and your well-being. And that, I have to say, is a game changer. I used to be a self-employed woman with a young child and running my business round the clock, answering the phone at 9 at night, working on Sunday afternoon, creating events on weekends. It was endless. At some point, I had to stop and say no more. And so I started to give myself 2 full days off, no exceptions. And it changed my work. It had to. And sometimes we really have to give ourselves permission to say, this is what I need. So that is, my friends, the message for May. And now we're going to dive into the flying stars, of which, let me just say, I realized as I'm looking at this, all the stars have come home, which is lovely, or not, depending on what annual star is sitting there. Now, like many of these tools that are ancient tools, they have layers and layers and layers. So the flying stars for your house is obviously holds dominion, but is greatly affected by annual stars. Then the next layer down is monthly. And monthly stars absolutely can throw a really great area of your home into chaos for 4 weeks. You can take it all the way down to the hour. Because if you are looking at making sure that the roof goes on your house, if you're building a home, or you're doing some major event and you want to do date selection, you can take all of these layers into account to ensure that you are aligning your life in the most harmonious, prosperous, thriving way possible. That's what I try to do with all of my clients. There's no guarantee in life. Some people move into a shitty house. There is nothing I can do. There are other times where you can work with the energy and you can turn things around. And that's, at least you can try, right? All right, so let's dive in. We know that the 4-star is sitting in the center for the year 2023. And the 4-star is all about romance. It's about relationships. It's about creativity, artistry, education, learning. So the 4-star, being a wood star, is sitting in the earthy center, and those don't match, right? So if wood controls earth, then we want to mitigate with the element that comes between, which is fire. So we have to then ask, what is the monthly star in the center for May? And we find the 5-star. Now, the 5-star traditionally is the worst star of all. It's like doom and disaster. I often refer to it as a grenade with a loose pin. But there is a cool thing going on, which is called, do I have it here? A Ho-2 number. Cool. I don't have a translation for that name. A Ho-2 number is when you put 2-star numbers together and get a great number. So 4 plus 5 equals 9, and it is a burst of wealth and abundance. This is an awesome place. If you are an artist, a writer, anybody in that artistry realm, right? Somebody that creates for your job, make sure you have a red vase filled with pens, brushes, whatever your artistry is. Maybe it's sheet music. Maybe it's a pair of ballet shoes, whatever. Put it in the center of your house. If this is where I have my love altar, if there is space in your home for a love altar, really highly recommend that you have a framed picture of you and your love in a red frame. Bring in lots of pops of red, and for May, add some purple, because the 9-star loves purple, and also 4 stalks of lucky bamboo. So the center this month offers us a great surprise. Activate the north. Now, I will tell you, the lineup, which I have, several of my Feng Shui clients have, I have a north-facing house with a south sitting. So the north, the south, and the center are the best 3 directions, though the center isn't really a direction, for 2023 and for this month. If you have that lineup, so some of you have seen some of my videos. I was sitting in the hallway, I think, for the new year. And so if the chi can run all the way from the north to the south, from the front door to the back door, you have got, it's almost like a pinball machine coming in the door, going bing, 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 and then it hits the center, bing, 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 and then you go out the back door, bing, 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 and it's like all the bells are whistling. This is a great lineup. The rooms to the sides are all kind of wonky, weird lineups, and we're going to get into it in a second. So if you're able to open those 3 directions, those 3 sectors on the Bagua, you're really going to benefit in the month of May. But let's keep going. So the 9-star of future wealth is in the north, with the 1-star at home, and the 1-star is a water star. Obviously, it's in the north, which is water, and the 9-star is fire. So again, just like in the center, we have two opposites, fire and water. What mitigates, what is the element between the two is wood. So we want to bring in lots of lush greens. The color of green is the primary color here, along with 9 purple silk flowers in a green vase. And my favorite, I am an artist, your vision board for 2023, highlighting everything you want to manifest this year. If you don't want to do the cutting and pasting with magazines and make that vision board, like it's like a collage, write a wish list and make sure you put it in the north and visit it often. Remember to keep your cures activated. Remind them of their purpose. Okay, so, and I have the best colors, worst colors, the cures, all on the blog on Karma Chameleon. So you can check that out. All right, so this is awesome. We're now going around the corner to the northeast. This is where the 7 star is, and the 8 star of great abundance and wealth is visiting for May. And these two together, I feel a serious caution because the 7 star can bring financial ruin. The 8 star bringing in money makes me really caution anyone that has a northeast facing home, a northeast office. You don't want anything related to money in the northeast. That would be a safe, a checkbook, your desk, things like that. All right, so how do we take care of the northeast, which is an earth direction, visited by the 8 star, which is earth. The 7 star is metal, so we want to use metal, but we also want to bring in water. Just a little bit, not actual water, the color blue, okay? We've also got a really great cure for wealth, protecting your wealth, which is a blue elephant or a blue rhino. Okay. There's also other, obviously, cures that I've mentioned on the blog. All right. We're continuing to the east, worst direction of this whole year. Oh my God. There's actually 3, well, I would say 2.5 terrible areas. The east is, I mean, just evacuate. Honest to God. And especially if you were born on the day or the year of the rabbit, you do not want to be in the east. The east is where the rabbit holds domain. That is her place. Do not mess with her. She is our queen. We want to honor her and respect her. Keep this room dark, quiet, and still as a little bunny burrow deep down in the ground. Indeed. Other people affected by this direction are people that are born on the day or year of the rooster or rat. Okay. Then the Grand Duke sits here in the direction of 82.5 to 97.5. And no construction, no loud sounds. And we have the 3 star coming in here. And really and truly, even though the 3 star is a negative and the 3 plus the 2 equals a 5, which could really make this really volatile, even worse, my feeling is the best way to go about this, the 2 star, one of the great things, it's a sickness star. It can bring you all kinds of problems with your health, is to just stick with the innate qualities of the East, which is green, flowers, landscapes. Just honor the East itself, which will naturally weaken the 2 star and leave the room. Do not use this as a main entrance. Do not use this as a bedroom. Do not use this as an office. Any kind of major room. All right. Leaving our sweet rabbity east, and we're moving around to the southeast where the 3 star is met with the 4 star. We have 4 star, which is yang wood, 3 star is yin wood. So we've got 2 wood stars in the wood direction of the southeast. Now, the 4 star, like I said, is all about relationships, right? The 3 star is all about creating disharmony and upset in those relationships. The best way to look at it is let's just weaken both of them by bringing in fire. Colors of red and hot pink. We're now coming to this south, great direction. 8 star is here this year, bringing lots of abundance and wealth. The 8 star is an earth star fed by the fire of the south. Great setup. And the 9 fire star is at home here in May, giving us so much potential for wealth in the south. Great area for an office, a bedroom, a front or back door. Use this area. Keep it active. All right. And we want fiery colors, fire pit, incense, candles, all of it. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Hang 8 coins, Chinese coins on your door if this is an entrance. 8 crystal balls, red or yellow. 8 silk red flowers. Lots of wonderful cures here. But yes, color red, lots of fire. We're going to come around now to the 1 star in the southwest. This is, I'm saying let's depress this because the 1 star is a water star and the southwest is an earth direction. So again, we've got this opposites. Now, in order to mitigate this, the 1 star is all about success and good things going on. But with this conflict this year, we're adding metal, which actually is a great thing for this year because this month, because the 2 star is coming in. And again, that's a sickness star. And it's fed by its home plate of the earth. So in the southwest. So what I'm saying here is let's just focus on metal, gray, white, black, and metal fixtures like a metal bowl, metal furnishings, and keep this area quiet. Be mindful of your health. If the southwest is your bedroom, you can always put a Wulu health gourd by your bed to absorb that toxicity. We're going to now come around to the west where the 6 star is, which is a wonderful pairing because the 6 star is metal. The west is metal. But just like in the southeast, we've got both metal stars, 6 and 7 in here. And this is like a duel of swords. So the risk of the good fortune of the 6 star turning into bankruptcy and financial losses is high. In addition to that, we have both the 3 killings and the Shui here for the year. And with all of that going on, because the west is opposite the east, the rooster and the rabbit. Rooster people are the ones most affected by 2023's rabbit. It is a real conflict. So this is an area, I'm actually sitting in the west, in which you want to have your back to the east. Do not face the east. It's like facing a famous person that you've never met. That's very rude. You haven't been introduced. In fact, you aren't worthy of being introduced to the annual animal ever, ever. And even worse, if you are sitting opposite. You ever notice when you go into a home, if people have chairs facing each other, it's very confrontational. Make sure that that room is going to be harmonious before you face chairs to each other, right? Okay. So we're looking at draining the 7 star a little bit by adding blue along with all the metal, white, black, gray, nice pops of blue. All right. One of my favorite cures is the 3 Celestial Mirror. That is one of the nicest cures that you can get for this year for the West. All right, so then we come to our last direction, which is the worst, which is the Northwest where the 5-star is. Now, this is another room to keep dark, undisturbed, no loud sounds. What's going on here? The 5-star is one of those stars that if anything could go wrong, it will go wrong in the worst possible way. So just be very cautious. The 6-star coming in, even though this is about wealth and success, it's just not accessible. Instead, I would really avoid this, especially as a bedroom or front door. I'd crawl in a window over using the Northwest for a front door, honest to God. So again, best directions for May are the center, north, and south. Areas of caution, everything else. For our world, interesting to note, friends, that the snake rules the south. And so the attention is on the snake part of our world. And yes, there is a Feng Shui world map. The Feng Shui world map shows us that the snake sits, not surprising, over Africa. I mention that because snakes and deserts. So countries that are going to be most affected, Sudan is about to break into a civil war. Libya, Chad, also Egypt, Western Saudi Arabia, Greece, and the countries north of Greece, okay? Looking at the USA and the flying stars, I would expect more trouble in the Northeast, which is ruled by the dog. Now, don't think traditional Northeast like New Hampshire, Vermont. This is like Northeast on the Bagua, which is ruled by the dog. This is the western third of the United States. The rest of our country, no surprise, is the rooster. We are so roostery kind of people. And remember what I said about the rooster? The most afflicted animal of 2023. It's not an easy year for the United States. No. So, what I was saying, that the western third, California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Oregon, Washington State, look out for financial problems, more banking issues, okay? So I always try to keep these 30 minutes or less. So there we go. We're right at the line. Thank you again. I really appreciate you viewing these videos all the way to the end. I have lots to say, and I appreciate the fact that you're listening and hopefully benefiting from this information. Thank you. Have a wonderful, blessed entry into the month of the snake with the full moon on May 5th. Blessings and be well.